Good
Great.
evening.
So,
Sorry. Yeah, I apologize for my tardiness. We had an open community session on homeless.
Recording in progress.
We had a couple of hundred people there, and it was actually a really, really productive and positive dialogue. But I'm sorry it made me 5 minutes late, and I apologize for that.
well, it sounds very much worth the wait. So thank you so much for joining us.
Great. Well, I'll get into my opening remarks. Thank you, Jen. Obviously, thank you for facilitating us today, and to Portlanders who've joined us to testify or tuned into this session. I look forward to hearing everybody's perspectives on how best to address the issues that are deeply affecting our city. As we kick off the fiscal 23-24 budget development season, it's helpful for us to review the greater economic context in which we'll be making these decisions. At this time, the council does not have recurring and one-time resources to accommodate funding additional projects and programs to address city priorities. Based upon the forecast issued in December of last year, council is going to allocate $6.5 million in recurring resources to service provider priorities and other city requirements. To date, there's currently no one-time funding available going into the next fiscal year, something we've benefited from mightily in recent years. Given the financial outlook for the coming year and the expiration of one-time federal rescue plan dollars, the council is going to have to consider allocating or reallocating funding for existing programs and projects in order to balance this budget. As we deliberate on how to allocate funds this budget cycle, council must support the system changes needed to successfully implement the charter changes approved by the voters last November. That's a big job in and of itself. We're going to have to continue addressing Portland's chronic rates of homelessness and improving community safety within the city of Portland. The work I've highlighted requires significant staff time and investment. Over the course of the last several budget cycles, we've laid a solid foundation to facilitate this incredible amount of change, and I want to thank my colleagues for their diligence on that front. I've aligned the bureaus into service areas to improve service delivery. We're standing up community advisory bodies to guide charter implementation. We've contracted change management and engagement firms to facilitate the transition process. The $27 million that council allocated during the fall budget monitoring process has kickstarted the development of temporary alternative shelter sites across the city of Portland. This model will better connect homeless individuals with services, including behavioral health, housing, and medical. My office continues to work with my colleagues, with Multnomah County and others to identify these critical social services for sites, and we're continuing to call upon our state and federal partners for additional funding and support. I'm also working closely with the Portland Police Bureau to support their strong recruitment efforts for sworn officer positions. Just last week, the council and I welcomed a new class of 15 recruits. Our community safety division, in partnership with other public safety partners and nonprofits, is leading work to reduce gun violence. I'm hopeful for our recent decrease in gun violence. I hope that decrease continues as an ongoing trend. Finally, I recognize the impact that these critical issues have on neighborhoods, and I continue to advocate for funding towards trash and graffiti removal, as well as business district lighting projects. Our council has been unified in these efforts. The fiscal year 23-24 budget will continue to build on this foundation, and all of us are going to press for these important initiatives and investments. I look forward to hearing from everybody today. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mayor Wheeler, for those opening remarks. And it's my pleasure. My name is Jen Gray O'Connor. I'll be your facilitator for this evening, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our first fiscal year 2023-2024 budget community listening session. This evening is really dedicated to hearing from community members who will provide testimony to the council on issues that they'd like to see addressed in the city's upcoming budget. I'll give you just a brief overview of our agenda for this evening. We'll start by reading our electronic meetings notice and rules of conduct for the evening. Then we'll hear from all members of council for some additional opening remarks. Next, we'll hear from our Budget Director, Timothy Grew, for a Budget 101 to set the stage and give us some foundational information about the budget process. Then we'll hear from invited community testimony, followed by community testimony on any topic. And finally, we'll close with remarks from council and again from Mayor Wheeler. This is not the only opportunity for the community to have its voice heard on the budget listening or on the next annual budget. We're going to have some additional upcoming hearings. The next one will be on Monday, April 10th from 6:30 to 8:30, followed by another virtual session on Saturday, April 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. After that, we'll have the mayor's proposed budget hearing on Thursday, May 11th from 6:30 to 8:30. And then finally, on Wednesday, May 17th, from 2 to 5 p.m., you'll have the approved budget hearing. At any time, you can also submit online testimony on a form at portlandoregon.gov/CBO, or you can submit any testimony via email at budgetcomment@portland.
Budget hearing with 2 people signed up.
.gov. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and mute real quick, so that I can go ahead and read our electronic meetings notice. So this official notice is what provides some information about why we're meeting electronically. Under Portland City Code and state law, the City Council is holding this meeting electronically. All members of the council are attending remotely by video and teleconference, and the city's made several avenues available for the public to listen to the audio broadcast of this meeting. This meeting is available for the public on the city's YouTube channel, eGov PDX. Also at www.portlandoregon.gov/video and channel 30. The public can also provide written testimony to council on the budget office website, which is portlandoregon.gov/CBO, and by email at budgetcomment@portlandoregon.gov. So now I'm going to read our rules of conduct that will really help organize how we're going to stay safe in this space as we provide testimony. The City Council represents all Portlanders and meets to do the city's business. The presiding officer preserves order and decorum during the City Council meetings so that everyone can feel welcome, comfortable, respected, and safe. To participate in this meeting, participants apply to give testimony online. If you did not apply and you'd like to give testimony to council, you can submit that testimony in writing at portlandoregon.gov/CBO. When testifying, please state your name for the record, but your address is not necessary. Declare if you are a lobbyist. If you're representing an organization, also please identify it. You'll have 2 minutes to testify and you'll be timed by staff. When your time's over, you'll be given a verbal warning and then muted when 2 minutes have passed to allow for as much participation as possible. Disruptive conduct such as shouting, refusing to concede your testimony when your time's up, or interrupting others' testimony will not be allowed. So if there are any disruptions, a warning will be given, and then any further disruption after that may result in the person being muted or ejected for the remainder of the electronic meeting. Please be aware that all electronic council meetings are recorded. So please, thank you for your help in helping keep your fellow Portlanders feel welcome, comfortable, respected, and safe in this process. So again, we're gathered here tonight to hear the testimony from community members to our decision makers to really help inform this budget process as well as future budget decisions. I'd like to hand it over to our council members to also give us some additional grounding remarks for this evening. First, we'll hear from Commissioner Ryan.
Well, thank you, Jen. Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to join in and hear from you, my fellow Portlanders, during this evening's community listening session. As you all know, we are in a time of historic transition. Portland City Commissioners were given new assignments in January, service clusters of bureaus, offices, and programs, all of which are uniquely interconnected. The cluster I have is culture and livability. It proudly represents entities like parks and arts and civic life, equity and human rights that allow us to live, to play, to work in this beautiful and abundant city that we get to live in. It's clear that we have a lot of work to do as a governing body and as a city. As I sit here tonight and listen to these proposals, I'll be keeping the city's top priorities always in my mind: homelessness, community safety and economic development, and equity. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you, the people of Portland, about your visions and how we can use our resources to ensure Portland remains a welcoming place for people of all walks of life to live, work, and play in our beautiful city. Thanks.
Terrific. Thank you, Commissioner Ryan. Next, we will hear from Commissioner Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Just by way of background, I oversee the public safety bureaus, which includes Portland Fire, BOAC, and PBEM. So think of your first responders and those who plan for emergencies. My budget priorities in general are to make sure our first responders are adequately supported in a tough fiscal year, that we keep our eyes focused on restoring and protecting livability throughout the city for all our neighborhoods, and that we set up our next form of government effectively for those who come after us. And with that, I look forward to the testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Commissioner Maps.
Hi, folks. My name's Mengus. I'm one of your commissioners on Portland City Council. I am the guy who oversees our public works bureaus. So I'm the commissioner in charge of the Water Bureau, the Bureau of Environmental Services, and PBOT. I want to thank everyone who came out tonight to testify, and I look forward to hearing your concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Commissioner Rubio.
Hi, everybody. My name is Carmen Rubio, Commissioner for Community and Economic Development Cluster. And I'd like to thank the City Budget Office for setting up a process that enables us to listen to community and set good priorities for the next year. As your City Council, it's our job to first and foremost listen and learn, and also center what matters to you, Portland communities and neighbors in our decision making. And my colleagues and I are very aligned in all our priorities, and the housing crisis and homelessness being of the utmost urgency. And Portlanders have said as much very loudly and clearly to us. We also know we want to see safe and strong communities. That's what we've been hearing from you in the community. Also that small businesses are supported to get back on their feet and are thriving. And all of these are priorities that are very much on the top of all our minds. And the actions that we take are moving us towards tackling these issues and problem solving in a way that all of us can see the progress we're making as a community. So we're very eager to hear from you tonight, and also to work collaboratively with you and with each other to build a budget we need to strengthen the ongoing work for the city of Portland. So thanks again for coming out tonight.
Thank you. Let me hand it back over, Mayor Wheeler. I know you opened us up, but I wonder if there's anything else that you want to remark on before we move to hearing from Budget Director Timothy Grew.
No, let's get on with it.
Great. Then I will hand it over to Director Grew, who is going to give us this Budget 101. Oh, and Director Grew, I think you're still muted.
Apologies. Good evening again. Mayor and commissioners and members of the public that are attending tonight. My name is Tim Grew, and I am the city's budget director. Tonight, I am going to provide you with a very brief, high-level overview of the city's budget to help inform and empower your engagement tonight and in the future. First of all, there are multiple levels of government in the city of Portland area that all work together. So I'd like to go through our partners in the area so that we're real clear on where the city's budget is and the other players in the jurisdiction. City's not the only entity providing important public services to the Portlanders, and we partner with our other local and regional governments to provide comprehensive services to our communities. The county, which is for Portland, which in Portland includes Multnomah and Washington counties, provides human services, public health services, libraries, and the district attorney's office, jails, and parole and probation systems, among other services. TriMet provides bus service, light rail, and commuter rail service. And Metro plans for the future of the Portland region, provides parks, venues, and services that cross city and county lines. Additionally, we have multiple school districts operating in Portland as well. So what services does the city provide? Well, you've heard from the commissioners and the mayor, we provide transportation services, which includes traffic infrastructure, parking, streetcars, locally owned roads. We have public utilities, the Bureau of Environmental Services and Water Bureau. We have public safety agencies, the police, fire, 911, call taking, and emergency management services. And Parks and Recreation is a single bureau, but also has many functions, including managing our city parks, having golf courses, and the Portland International Raceway, but also our community centers. Community development includes the Bureau of Development Services, Planning and Sustainability, Office of Community and Civic Life, Housing Bureau, and Office of Community Technology. Finally, city support services include all of those back office functions that support frontline service provision. This chart shows the city's total $6.8 billion budget and is divided amongst 7 service areas. These total budget figures include operating dollars for day-to-day functions, as well as dollars for multi-year needs, such as capital improvement projects. The largest service area is our public utilities, followed by administration support. This is because these functions hold large multi-year capital and debt finance plans, so their total budget figures incorporate much more than annual operating budgets. The chart also includes intercity transfers, which are counted twice in the budget. Next slide, please. The $6.8 billion is the city's total budget, but the focus of the budget is often on general fund discretionary resources, as these resources can be allocated with few restrictions. However, the city's total capital budget, only about 10% is comprised of discretionary resources. These are resources that can be used for any purposes that council includes within the budget. As we talk about general fund discretionary allocations, we are only talking about a relatively small part of the city's budget pie. Restricted resources generally represent dedicated purposes such as grants, capital projects that are supported by bond, debt issuance, dedicated tax levies, such as the children's levy. Next slide, please. City's adopted budget for general fund discretionary is $711 million. And this chart shows how these resources are allocated amongst city service areas. The majority of general fund discretionary dollars are used to support public safety services, including police, fire, and rescue, and the 911 call taking system. The Police Bureau is the largest allocation, followed by fire and rescue. Additionally, the city spends a notable portion of discretionary resources on parks and recreation and community development services, such as homeless services and planning services. Next slide, please. As the mayor mentioned earlier, our forecast for the current budget year, for the budget 23-24, we have $6.5 million in ongoing resources that the council can allocate to the various services of the general fund above and beyond the base amounts that bureaus receive for continuing services. This was based upon the December 22nd forecast. We will be periodically updating that forecast as we receive new economic information and new information on revenues. And we expect that a forecast update will occur towards the end of April. As mentioned earlier, you can receive information on the budget and the status of the budget by going to www.portland.gov CBO, and you can also contact the budget office via email at citybudgetoffice.portlandoregon.gov. Thank you for your attention.
Terrific. Thank you so much for that sort of foundational information. For our next part of our agenda, we'll move into our invited community testimony. Council officers reached out to community members to ensure that we're hearing from a diversity of voices during these listening sessions. So our first testimony of the evening is dedicated to this invited testimony, which will then be followed by our open testimony from the public. There'll be 2 minutes for each member of the public to give their testimony. A timekeeper will time that testimony and then give you a verbal comment saying time when we're at 2 minutes. So if you could just conclude your comments at that time, that'll help us move along.
You'll also be I'll make an executive decision. Why don't we increase that? How many people do we have signed up?
I believe we have 2 invited members and then 1 member of the public who signed up.
I think we can hear them out, what they have to say. Thank you. Well, do any of my colleagues mind? Great, thank you.
Wonderful, appreciate that. That is fair. So we will be able to give a little bit more latitude to members of the public who'd like to give us a testimony. We are here to hear you. So let me go ahead and hand it over to my colleague Jeremiah, who will announce our first speaker.
Thank you, Jen. Our first speaker for this evening would be Ben Stutz.
Thank you. And I had this whittled to 2 minutes, so I'll speak a little slower than I initially intended to do. Thank you, Mayor Wheeler, for that. I'm the co-owner of Kelly's Olympian, the 3rd oldest bar in Portland in 4th and Washington neighborhood, near our friends from Huber's, the oldest bar in our history. This was once the center of Portland and is currently the gateway to visitors coming from the freeway over the Morrison Bridge. It is now the known drug dealing center, lined with tents and sidewalks littered with garbage and needles, cooked fentanyl and human feces. As all of Portland now knows, these problems haven't been addressed by city, county, and the state. All have been complicit in neglect, a failure to act, and are hamstrung by starry-eyed policies and, quite frankly, sometimes cowardice. When we acquired Kelly's over 20 years ago, the neighborhood was strong with a large financial center and a college across the street. Kelly's was dying, and we revitalized it by creating a cool neighborhood downtown bar and destination music venue. It's a pretty fun place, which is true to its blue-collar working class roots. Now drug dealers have easy access to their customer base, camped in tents, and our customers don't want to come in because they feel unsafe, but it gets worse. Recently, a hip hop promoter that has placed multiple artists in our venue for years and loves it said they can no longer do that because their customers and artists don't feel safe. And they're not safe. Last week, one of my employees was beat up and put in the hospital, and it took 5 people to restrain the perpetrator. Folks, this is really disgusting. And the city and county keep fiddling while Rome burns and capital flees the city and property values decline, which will make the county and state's aspirational goals impossible to reach. I know, because I came here from Detroit. I watched it implode. But after decades of decay, I've also witnessed in Detroit the revitalization of the city because they finally took a few simple steps. First, they supported their police. The community supported their police and put them into the problem areas. They had a DA who would prosecute. Camping and litter are not allowed. The sidewalks are cleaned daily. And now you see a thriving, safe downtown with new construction and people out and enjoying the city because people cared and acted. Policing works. Intolerance to unacceptable behavior works. We ask for accountability and cooperation from government. We seek your help now, not next week or next month, but now. I want to thank the mayor's office and Commissioner Gonzalez's office for meeting with our stakeholders last week. We were asked to provide a list of what we need, and I've included that list in additional written testimony and look forward to your actions. And thank you for listening.
Hey, Ben, if I could comment, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you for the great work you do at Kelly's. It's iconic and it's important, and it often hurts to hear such unvarnished truth, but without that unvarnished truth, we can't properly assess where we are. And the fact of the matter is, across the board, you're correct. This city council, however, I just want you to know we are taking aggressive action. This council is unified in our desire to improve public safety in the city of Portland. There was a commitment to bring 300 more police personnel on over a 3-year period. We're actually ahead of that. We're a year into that. We hired 91 officers last year and over 30 public safety support specialists. So we are actually maybe slightly even ahead of track to improve policing in the city of Portland. This is the first time in a long time that we've seen recruitment exceed retirement. So I'm very hopeful about what we can do going forward. There's other steps that we've taken around public safety as well. As you know, I authorized a number of executive directives to begin restoring our public spaces, first around high crash corridors, then safe routes to school, high transit pedestrian sidewalks. We've also done 90-day resets in Old Town Chinatown, downtown, as well as in the Central East Side, and we're expanding those operations. On the homeless front, I've been very clear about my objective. My objective is to have no unsanctioned homeless camping anywhere in the city of Portland. And in order to get there, what we are doing is also establishing off-ramps for people experiencing homelessness, because we hear from people, they don't just want the sweeps, they actually want strategies to connect people to services to help them get off and stay off the streets. And that's what our temporary alternative shelters or our service hub model is about. We are in the process of rolling those out. But the bottom line is better enforcement and management of our public right-of-ways. We're hearing that from everybody, that is critically important. We're hearing from our community that they want us to work more collaboratively with our county partners and our state partners to solve homelessness. And we hear from business owners and operators like you each and every day. In fact, I got off the phone a few minutes ago prior to my last meeting with a business owner and operator who's had some very specific issues in her neighborhood that we're addressing. So we want you to keep working with us. And I just really appreciate what you're saying and the truth of what you're saying. And I believe this council is rising to the occasion to turn the tide. Commissioner Mapps.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ben, I want to thank you for showing up to testify today. I also want to reassure you that this council is specifically aware of the conditions at 4th and Washington. The mayor is also being a little bit modest here. I know his office has been deeply involved in coming up with strategies for getting that block cleaned up. For example, I know we've increased our police patrols there, and through dialogue with my staff and his staff, I know that there are a number of other interventions that are in the works and should be making a difference to that space. I can't speak for the mayor's office or mayor's staff, but I bet you someone from his staff could probably reach out to you and give you a sense of what's of the change that's about to come. But
yeah,
I can assure you
changes
coming to that block.
Yeah, and Ben, we will reach out to you specifically and keep you in the loop on that. Commissioner Gonzalez.
I do appreciate that. I have videos that my staff, that the managers, these are just, good people who are, bartenders and stuff. They're taking videos, and some of the things that they send me, if I'm not there, I feel like I'm in Beirut. I mean, the gunshots, the fentanyl use literally right in front of the place. The deal making that's going on, the criminal action that just having some police action there, would really make a big difference. And we had a police officer at the meeting we had that your office was kind enough to set up last week, say that, well, that a guy came up to him smoking fentanyl right in front of him. And he said, "Hey, do you realize you're smoking fentanyl in front of a cop?" And the guy took his hoodie and put it over his head. And I said, "Well, did you do anything? Did you write him a ticket? Did you arrest him?" He says, "Nah, the DA doesn't do anything anyway. So, we didn't do anything." That's lawlessness. That's anarchy. We can't have that.
Ben, we're in agreement, and we'll definitely reach out to you. Commissioner Gonzalez also.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.
Ben, I just want to thank you again for testifying tonight, and I'm going to keep it brief. It matters more at this point what we do as a city council than what we say. I just want to recognize the seriousness of the issues you've identified, and there's no way to put lipstick on a pig right now, and we've got some elements of our city that are the pig right now, and so I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate you testifying. I take everything you say deadly seriously, and it's about what we do from here.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you very much to all of you for listening. I do appreciate you taking the time and to engage in dialogue. We have a group that really wants to engage, and we will, we'll do our part and do our response and put our resources out, to help. But, we've got to have, basic police services and a DA who's willing to, to prosecute people who are doing bad things, like beating up my employee.
Yeah, that's not acceptable anywhere. And just so you know, that block is particularly complicated. And there's several issues we're working on simultaneously, and we'd be happy to talk to you in person about what those are.
I'm available whenever you're available.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll reach out tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ben, for your testimony this evening. I'll hand it back to Jeremiah to announce our next invited testimony.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll hear from Thad Fisco.
Okay, hopefully I can be heard.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Great. Mayor, thank you for the latitude on time. I hadn't timed myself, but I felt confident I might be able to get it done in 2 minutes, but you can relax a little bit now. Ben, that's horrifying what you just said. I just traveled to Detroit 2 weeks ago, and I can second what you said. I actually grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, so I know what happens when cities go into decay. It's a difficult thing to watch. It's really difficult to watch it happen in a city that I love so much. I am a business owner in Portland. I'm dedicated to the civic pride that we have. The name of my company is Portland Kettle Works. We distribute beer brewing equipment around the world. We manufacture it in Portland. We picked the name Portland for the obvious reason that we have been a real, the flag on the horizon of being the craft beer culture. And that's what we decided we wanted to run with. I get to my points here. My concerns, I know this is a budget meeting, so I'm going to get down to the budget stuff. My concerns are really come down to what's happening in business in Portland. I'm an advocate. I live in the city. I walk to work every day. The situation that we have today is that we're driving our entrepreneurial class out of Portland, which concerns me because those are the people that are the creative. They're the people that bring the jobs to the city. And it's extremely frustrating to watch it happen. I don't have any intent to leave, but I can tell you it's a difficult environment to work in. The neighborhood where my company is located is the NIBA, that's the Northwest Industrial Business Association. It basically starts out at Linton, comes to Thurman Street, runs up against Forest Park, and goes to the river. I'm not a spokesman for NIBA. They're just folks that are in my area, and I talked to the president there. gave me a couple statistics. We have something in the neighborhood of 1,000 businesses in that district. The second highest employer, second after downtown in the city. That might be, we might move into first place, who knows? We had a meeting recently, 5 or 6 of us business owners with the Portland Police, and came to realize some pretty interesting facts. The one that stuck out in my mind mostly was that we have 50 hours of policing a week for that amount of space. The police are on site or patrolling in the area, or at least available to come as a patrol in the area during daylight hours, Monday through Friday. I want to be frank, it's not as bad as Old Town. I'm familiar with Old Town situations as well, but we have predators living in the neighborhood who live daily off of the businesses that exist in our neighborhood. Okay, that means that every single night they go out and they perpetrate theft, violence, break-ins, you name it. I could tell you stories. The problem isn't just against business, it's against city property. I've had a high tension power pole that goes up like 200 feet in the air outside my building caught on fire because a guy put his wood stove up against it and closed that in the tent, and it caught on fire, caught the tree on fire, caught the pole on fire. Melted the wires inside the pole. I don't know what would have happened if that blew up. I know that particular stretch power line goes into Northwest Portland and serves a whole bunch of the city. Had it blown up, we would have been out of power for quite a while, I think. But that's just one story. Every day these things are happening in that neighborhood. And back to the point that I'm making is that we only have 50 hours of policing a week, and the problems that we're having don't happen during the daylight hours. We're over there working during those hours. And while it's unsavory, it's not out of control. Once the sun goes down, it's a completely different situation, unsafe place to go. We know, the business owners know who the people are that are causing the problems, but we can't do anything about it. We've reported to the police, but the resources aren't there. And we've also, Ben, I mirror what you said. The police have frankly told us that getting prosecution on these folks is extremely difficult, but they have said that if you can get them arrested enough times and if you can prove to the DA that the arrests are made for felony convictions, eventually they'll get taken off the street. I've seen that in other areas of town. I saw it on North William Street where we had some perpetrators doing the same sort of thing, and they actually get put away. So I know the system can work, and we'll stand behind that stuff. As far as solutions and getting down into some nitty gritty, one idea that I have that I think it might have some traction, and this is not an expensive thing to do, is you as the council members know who all the sanctioned neighborhood associations are. If we could get some help in our district specifically, but you could open it up as a citywide concept to allow sanctioned neighborhood associations to say, put a fund together within their neighborhood and then get a matching grant from, it could come from Prosper, it could come from your city budget, to help us afford to buy some security while we don't have police coverage, because it's the other hours of the week that are killing us, not the 50 that we have. But if we could do something, I mean, we could be very, very proactive about setting up a methodology that would prevent, I think, almost all the crime in our area from happening anymore. Because like I said, we know who the perpetrators are. We just need to get them arrested. And the police are stretched super thin. There's only 2 officers in that district, and they're not even dedicated to the district. So that's on the 50 hours that they have. So it's an almost impossibility for them to come and take care of problems that we specifically have. So that's that. I will say one other thing. I feel like a grant proposal like what I'm discussing here is also a very equitable solution to a complex problem, because right now Echelon has security patrols in our neighborhood, but there's security patrols only around businesses that have the hiring power and the wherewithal to pay for that. And so the rest of us are left with nothing. If we could do it more as a community-based effort, and we're able to go to the businesses and say, everybody, we're going to pool our funds, the city's going to match our funds, it'll get us even one patrol for however much time we can get at night. I think we would move in a really powerful direction towards cleaning some of this stuff up. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Thad. Appreciate that very much. That's good perspective and a good idea. Thank you. Commissioner Mapp, sorry.
Sure. We're kind of breaking format from the traditional budget listening session. But Thad, number one, thank you for your testimony today. Thank you for sticking with Portland. I remember going out and touring your shop. You're a great and classic Portland business, family wage jobs, manufacturing product that goes around the world, but I think also really embodies Portland values. I'm glad you're going to stick with the city. And I'm glad of that, partly because I also know that there are many businesses who may not stick with the city. And as you were talking, one of the things I realized is that we actually have two different timelines going on. What I hear from local businesses is that, you know, we can't wait another year for things to get better. Things really have to get better in the next couple of months, partly because people are making decisions about whether or not to re-up on their leases, especially businesses like yours. I very much appreciate the idea that you floated about creating a fund or whatnot. And I think that we're actually closer to being able to achieve something like that than you may think. I would hope that someone from the crime, what I think of as the crime prevention program, is probably the community safety program, which kind of lives in the mayor's portfolio right now, reaches out to you and the business association that works with your group. They can develop strategy. They can help you develop strategies for doing things like setting up security. You should have a crime prevention coordinator who's already assigned to your district. So I think that's just a phone call. Again, I can't speak for the mayor's office, but I think probably someone from Mike Meyer's shop is listening, and they could kind of, I'm not sure if it's in Renee's shop or the mayor's shop, but if we can make a connection between the community safety program and Thad's community, I think they might be able to do some innovative and very quick strategizing. And thank you for your testimony. And all.
Yeah, I'd be happy to make that connection.
Great.
Appreciate that.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
I just want to thank you again, Thad, for testifying. Echo the point that I made with Ben. What we say is one thing, but what we actually do and deliver is the crucial piece. For both of your benefit, our office continues to evaluate what strategic investments the city can make to supplement the major commitments we've already been making to putting more police officers on the street. And that may be in collaboration with the county and with the DA. We don't have to agree on everything to work harder on property crimes. And I do want to emphasize that when we're talking about the challenges there, it's across the system. It's not just one link that's the challenge. It's really, we have to look at our criminal justice system comprehensively, and are going to have to make some smart investments across the board with finite resources. So I just want to again thank you both for testifying. It matters, and I'm going to talk less and work to do more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have somebody from the public as well. Jen.
We do. I'll hand it over to Jeremiah to announce.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the open testimony by Isaac McLennan.
Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor Wheeler and City Council. Isaac McLennan, Portland firefighter here, also a resident of the Roseway neighborhood in Northeast Portland. Lived here since bought my house in 2005. I love the city dearly, and I really appreciate Ben and Thad's testimony. They really speak to kind of, I think, the overall feeling that everybody has. I'm here to speak on behalf of fire. And you know, as you guys all know, and I'm sure you've heard through the many hours of talks regarding our budget, we're up against another crisis yet again in fire. We're looking at you know, reducing the number of firefighters in the city of Portland because of the budget note from 2 years ago. And I can tell you without a doubt that that's going to have a dramatic impact on our ability to just simply do our jobs. And I think, you know, one of the things that's really stark about Ben and Thad's testimony is that they see a problem with policing and they see how that impacts them and their ability to be in this city, to live, work, and play and thrive. What we didn't hear is what fire's not doing for them. And I think the reason you hear that is because fire continues to show up, not just for fires, but for rescue, for EMS, anything, everything. When people's pipes break in the middle of the night, who do you call? You call the fire department. We do our jobs. We do our jobs very well. We take a lot of pride in what we do, but we can't do it if we're not there. And a reduction of 24 firefighters is just absolutely unheard of, considering in the last 20 years that I've been a firefighter, we haven't seen growth. We have not grown with the city of Portland. We see the population going up. We see the demand for services, the demand for 911, the demand for calls going up. Yet we're asked to do more with less. And what we can't do is go backwards. So I don't need more than 2 minutes to say, please do not reduce the number of on-duty firefighters in the city of Portland. It's that simple. I'm so very proud of this city council. I think this city council is what this city needs to not only transition, but also to address the concerns we have. I have great faith in all of you deeply. And I've been watching from the cheap seats here for many years. And I've got a little bit of a background knowledge in that. I do echo and I appreciate Mayor Wheeler's intent to improve public safety. And I would add that it's not just police, it's just that, you know, seems to be the talking points, whether it be, you know, from a few years ago, it's, you know, too many police and now we're not enough police. And so you know, I'm here to speak on behalf of fire and address those concerns. So I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the time. That's all I have. And I really appreciate you guys hosting this listening session just for me. I didn't know that was going to be the case. So I've done these before, and it's been hundreds of people testifying, and I was surprised to hear I was the only one who signed up.
So Isaac, I think most of them were probably at the meeting I had before on homelessness, but Commissioner Gonzalez has a comment. Commissioner.
Yeah, Isaac, thanks so much for being here tonight. You know, as your fire commissioner, I'm in a fire station every week, hoping to be in one to reach every one of them by the end of 2024. I'm hearing these stories every day. We've got a tired, beat down workforce who still shows up every single day, is holding the line for our city, and worked right through COVID, worked through riots, worked through really the toughest time in our city's history that most of us have seen, and doing it with less. So, you know, I think you know where I stand and fiercely advocating for staffing. It is a tough budget cycle, but, you know, I'm hopeful that we can find a solution here. So I'm going to leave it at that. Appreciate your testimony. Appreciate everything the men and women of Portland Fire do every single day in this city. And we're going to work hard on this to try and solve this budget now. And I'll leave it at that.
Appreciate that. Appreciate your words, Commissioner. $6.5 million isn't a lot to work with, and I'm sure everybody wants a piece of that. And we're asking for a lot of money to maintain our ability to do our jobs. So I understand the big ask there, and I also understand that Mayor Wheeler's budget has, when it comes out, it's going to be difficult to change. So I'm here to just advocate for that one piece, and that's what I'm here for. So thank you for all your time. Thank you for all your work. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate you guys getting up your evenings. Just that, you know, you guys are tireless workers, and I don't think anybody appreciate. Well, people probably don't hear it as much as maybe you should. So thank you for your service.
Thank you, Isaac, and thank you and your members. We appreciate your service as well. Jen, I'll turn it back over to you.
Terrific. Well, Mayor Wheeler, that concludes our public testimony. And now is an opportunity for us to hear some closing remarks from our city council members. So I will pass it back to Commissioner Ryan for some closing remarks.
Thank you again, Jen. I really just want to thank Ben, Thad, and Isaac. I doubt it'll probably be the first time I'll ever be able to just say 3 people's names who showed up. But, and I'm glad the mayor gave you more time. Clearly, the theme tonight was community safety, some really grim stories. I would have to add that I hear those stories daily, so I believe them, especially the ones that Ben shared. They are going on in a few sections in town, actually quite a few. And anyway, I just am grateful to be a part of a city council that's not tone deaf to what you're talking about. And it's all about what you do, as Commissioner Gonzalez said. So anyway, let's keep moving forward with real action and staying focused on our priorities. It's really good to have all of you here, the 3 of you here, and I'll keep it brief. Take care. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you. Now I'll hand it over to Commissioner Gonzalez.
Just want to thank everyone who testified, for those who listened in. We got a lot of work to do and time to giddy up. Thank you much.
Terrific. And next, Commissioner Maps.
I want to thank Ben, Thad, and Isaac for their testimony tonight, and a couple of individual messages to each. Ben, when I get into the office tomorrow, I'll make sure that someone from the mayor's office reaches out to you, or has reached out to you, to make so that you get a briefing on the mayor's plans at 4th and Washington. I've dialogued with his staff on this. I'm convinced that progress is going to be made in that space very soon, and I want to thank the mayor for his leadership for that. Thad, I totally hear you about the public safety challenges that you are facing, and I will also check in tomorrow to make sure that someone from the crime prevention program connects with you so that we can begin to strategize about how to keep that important neighborhood safe. Isaac, as always, thank you so much for everything you do over at the Fire Bureau. Please thank your colleagues too, and I'll pledge to you to work with you and Commissioner Gonzalez and the mayor to do everything that we can to keep Portland safe. And I'll just close out tonight by thanking all of our first responders who I know are working even at this moment to keep Portlanders whole. With that, I will close out my comments for the night.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Commissioner Rubio.
Thank you. Again, I'll just echo my colleagues and thanking Ben and Thad and Isaac for showing up tonight and testifying. I want to say I've heard you definitely on the need for more fire and safety services, and also for officers at night, that issue. But I also like the thinking through of innovative ways. We mentioned the fund to get there in the meantime as we continue to get back to capacity in our public safety system. And just like my colleagues have also said, these are really tough issues. They're tough stories. And I'm sorry to say it's one of many that we hear right now, day in and day out. And the issues that we talked about tonight and what we need to do next, they're all at the top of our minds and behind every single action that we take right now. So I'm committed, my colleagues are committed to doing our part to address these urgent matters, and we're thinking through them. And we appreciate your clear honesty and candor in these. Thank you again for giving voice to these, because they actually do represent a lot of folks right now. So we appreciate your comments tonight. Thanks.
Thank you. And next we'll hear from Mayor Wheeler.
Well, I enjoyed this. I guess I'm kind of sorry more people didn't show up. On the other hand, it was kind of fun to be able to interact in a little more depth with people who obviously know their stuff and are passionate about what they do and care about the city. And I think it underscores the urgency with which this council intends to continue to act to address our priorities, which are homelessness, public safety, economic recovery, livability. Those are the issues that we hear about most often. Those are the issues where we're working hardest. and we'll continue to press forward. So thank you all for being here tonight. This is not the last opportunity people have to chime in on our budget. We have 2 more listening sessions. And so if you didn't get in tonight, there's still the opportunity in the future. Jen, I take it I'm turning it over to you to close it out. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll just piggyback
Thank
on
you.
what you were saying to give us a little reiteration of the details on our next listening session. So
Thank you.
yeah, so great. We will have our next community listening session on Monday, April 10th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Followed by a session on Saturday, April 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then we'll have the mayor's proposed budget hearing on May 11th from 6:30 to 8:30. And finally, the approved budget hearing will be on Wednesday, May 17th from 2 to 5 p.m. And again, you can always submit online testimony at portlandoregon.gov/CBO, or you can email testimony at budgetcomment@portlandoregon.gov. And all of that testimony gets forwarded to the council offices. So I will turn it back to you, Mayor Wheeler, to adjourn us for the evening.
All right. And Jen, thank you. You did a great job tonight. This was sort of a warm up for all of us to practice, and it went well. So next time, I'm sure we'll have more people show up. But until then, colleagues, we are adjourned.